Alrighty, hi everyone. It should be recording. This is just so I'll upload once it records. Okay, you guys will see it. You don't need to see me, but you'll see the slides running on. Maybe you'll hear me. I see the computer working alright, right? So this evening we want to cover currency derivatives and swaps, right? Sorry, some of these slides have, so we'll do forwards, we'll do futures, we'll do options, and then we'll do swaps, right? So, sorry. So options, derivative instruments, as you guys know, will derive their value from some underlying asset, right? Usually it's a risk management tool. So when I say derive their value, so if we have a call option, it would derive its value from an underlying asset. If we have a put, it would derive its value from an underlying. Forwards are futures, all these are derivatives. Swaps, right? So that means you can have them on stock, commodities, real assets, anything like that, right? Risk management tool, so we use derivatives to hedge risk, right? That means that when we're hedging, we're not looking to make a profit or a loss. We're just trying to eliminate uncertainty, right? We can use it for revenue enhancement. Like, you know, one thing I used to do is covered call strategy, where I would short calls on stuff that I own, right? And I would short the calls at high exercise price, knowing with the intention just to make the premium so that, so my thinking would be that the stock price would not go so high, right? And you can make income like that, right? So it can be revenue enhancement, to enhance your revenue on a portfolio. As a portfolio manager, you can't just sit down and say, well, you can. You're just going to wait until stock prices increase, right? Or, you know, we select the stocks and we're just going to let the market do what it has to do. We always have to be looking for ways to enhance performance. And so you can use derivative instruments for that, right? Like, you know, you guys want to get into hedge funds and stuff, but you could also use hedge fund. You could use alternative investment to enhance revenue in your portfolio, right? Of course, all of these things are risky if not understood and used properly. You know, even if it's understood, it's risky. But used properly, part is true, right? So the forward market, so the forward market facilitates the trading of forward contracts and currencies, right? I'd like to read. So, right, so a forward contract is an agreement to exchange some assets in the future at a specified date, at a specified price, as you guys know. So you see a little bit of repeat of what you all already know about forwards and futures, right? Just because we do not first, then on to options, right? And of course, so in this case, we're speaking about currency, right? To exchange a specified amount of currency at a specified exchange rate on a specified date in the future, right? When MNCs anticipate future needs or future receipts, you can sell forward contracts, right? So of course, if they have if you have a receivable, or if you have a payable in a foreign currency, then you would set up some forward contract to lock in a particular exchange rate to eliminate the risk from the entire transaction, right? In this case, most times you would use futures and not forwards, but if it's a very large company with a very large receivable that they would like customized, they may use a forward, right? They usually use futures. Forward contracts are often valued at 1 million or more and not normally used by customers or small groups, right? So we did this already, right? That's forward premium, we did this already. So let me just skip here. Excuse me. So just so you know, the forward premium or discount reflects the differences between the home interest rate and the foreign interest rate to prevent arbitrage. We did that, right? That no arbitrage arrangement, right? I'm not sure if you guys heard about non-deliverable forward. So the whole issue is, you know, how are derivatives settled, right? What happens at the end of the derivative contract, right? And so in this case, they have non-deliverable forwards. Non-deliverable forwards is a case where we have forward contracts and we are not accepted. If we are long, we do not accept delivery of the underlying, right? So initially when forwards came out, it was about, you know, farmers or commodity traders trying to get a sale for their commodity. That's how it started, right, on financial markets. And so you would have physical delivery at the end of the period because someone actually wanted to buy and someone actually wanted to sell. But as financial markets, of course, became sophisticated, financial markets, you know, began to, you know, develop. People decided, you know what, I don't want physical delivery, I want cash settlement. So maybe we can just close off the derivative contract, right? And take the value of the derivative contract and go and buy the asset spot if I need the asset. Maybe it may be that I do not need the asset because last week, I see like I can't remember which class I was telling this about cross hedge. Was this class? Probably. And you cannot always get the exact hedge. You cannot always hedge with the exact underlying for your asset that you are trying to hedge, right? So maybe I want a non-deliverable forward. Maybe it is I want this to be cash settled so I can take the money from the forward and go and purchase my real asset on the market, right? Actually, what happens with at the end of the forward or the future or the option on the underlying is that when you close it off, you take the cash and you go in the market and purchase the underlying. Now, if you are long and the value of the asset has gone up, the contract, the derivative contract is supposed to give you a net gain so that together the gain with the price, you know, it would cost you, right? It would be a perfect hedge, right? You'll make a gain on the contract and you'll have the, it will be enough to satisfy the value of the underlying, right? So for example, you enter into a forward to purchase something for $50, right? So at the end of the day, you will get the $50, and if there's a gain on the contract, if the underlying went, so that you take this money and you go in the market and you buy the underlying. That's what I mean, right? Not that you just have the gain alone, right? So this is the essence of a non-deliverable forward or any kind of derivative, because often we do not take delivery of the underlying, right? So they effectively hedge expected foreign currency cash flows. Of course, all this is in the context of foreign currency. Right? Currency futures market. So currency, now we're on to futures, right? So currency futures contracts specify a standard volume of a particular currency to be exchanged on a specific settlement. So just like futures, but with currency. You want to exchange a specified amount at a specified exchange rate or a specified date, right? But futures, you all know this, are standardized, right? So as you would imagine, I have a slide here. Sorry for the animations, right? I don't know how much you guys can see this, but if you are aware, there are standardized currency sizes when you're trading futures. So if you want to trade euro, it's in 125,000 euro per contract, right? That's how you make a call is one stock, you know what I mean? But with currency, we have value. So if you need to exchange currency for your receivable or payable, and you want to use futures, it has to be in one of these denominations. If it's 2 contracts, it's going to be 250,000 euro. And similarly, if it's 1 contract, it's going to be this. If it's 5 contracts, it's going to be 500,000 Australian dollars, right? Currency goes in contract sizes. I was interested, when I pull this up today, like I saw 1 Bitcoin and 5 Bitcoin for Bitcoin futures. That's cool because like a couple of years you had nothing like that. So like they have Bitcoin option sizes to trade. So cool, right? So future size. And then you have, you guys might be familiar with this, but you can trade the US dollar index size futures, right? So you can trade US dollar index futures, and even in that there are several other types. And if you want to trade, right, so the idea is that you cannot trade the US dollar. You know, like how we have all of these, right? You have to use the US dollar index, and it is 1,000 times the index is the value of the contract, right? So if you're doing currencies, anyway, I just showed that. They are used by MNCs, right, and by speculators to capitalize on the expectations of exchange rate movements, right? Right, so it can be traded by firms or individuals through brokers on the trading floor of an exchange, on automated trading systems, etc. Right, so it has to be on margin. Once it's organized exchange, it has to be on margin, right? Sorry, I just had to stop for a while because I cannot stand up for the trees, right? It has to be, right. It has to have margin. Once it's exchange, organized exchange, if it's organized exchange, it's passing through a clearinghouse, and a clearinghouse would guarantee payment, right? I'm not blocking anybody, right? So once the clearinghouse takes away the risk and guarantees the payment, right? Just once the clearinghouse takes away the risk and guarantees the payment, right? Then the risk is eliminated. And of course, you have to, the clearinghouse has to protect itself. So they have margin requirements that need to be posted, right? And I was also teaching derivatives this week in CFA, and you know, they have limits. Like, I don't know if you all ever came up, limit up and limit down and limit locked. So that if something is trading, right, you do not have, and you have high spikes in the movement, let's say Bitcoin, right? The clearinghouse would actually not allow Bitcoin to be traded. If it's pretty erratic, it would have like a stop price, a ceiling and a floor within which this could trade, because the idea is that if you have a derivative based on that underlying, you may not have enough margin in your account to pay up when it's time, when things go awry, when the position moves against you, and the clearinghouse guarantees payment. So then it becomes the clearinghouse's risk, right? So that's why the clearinghouse, not only margin, they're not only hedging this in margin. If you think about it, margin is pretty flimsy, right? Margin is just that you have a particular amount in your account, right? Probably in consideration of how the stock has historically moved, right? But who's to say what could happen on any given day? And since this whole financial system is based on trust, it is in the clearinghouse's interest to develop, you know, other mechanisms to ensure that, you know, if positions go against, that money can be paid and they're not going to come out of their pocket, right? So this is just forwards versus futures. So forwards are exchange, futures are exchange traded, forwards are OTC, futures are standardized amounts like I showed just now, forwards are customized, futures have fixed maturities, like there are fixed dates, right? And fixed maturity dates, right? And of course, forwards are fully customized. Credit risk, futures, the clearinghouse and clearing members, right? Bear the risk, they have margin requirements. Forward contracts are assessed by counterparty, so that is based on the good faith of the counterparty. And if you know, in a forward, no cash is paid up front, so everything comes down to the last payment. It's pretty risky. You have to be, you know, you have to have pretty good credit quality, right? And then margins, no margins, initial margin, maintenance margin, margin call, whatever. But again, you know, take it with a pinch of salt, you know, because like me personally with trading, you would see if you're trading options, how fast margins can be depleted, because people can trade really fast and computers can trade faster, right? So, right, so basic differences, okay. Well, ignore this one because I put in my own stuff there just now. Don't worry, I was supposed to take out that slide. Right. So this slide here just talks about advantages of futures and disadvantages. Sorry, I tried to take out the animation. No time, no time, no time. Right, so futures contracts, advantages of futures versus disadvantages of futures. So the easy liquidation, well-organized and stable market, all right? Disadvantages of futures, limited to 7 currencies. Well, that was long ago, right? As you see, there are a lot more. We have Bitcoin now, limited delivery dates, and rigid contract sizes, right? So you always, most times you may not be able to hedge exactly what you want hedged, But have no fear, it is not done in any case. You never hedge exactly how much you want to hedge. You never use derivatives to exactly how much you want to hedge. You always leave piece out. You know, you never know how they market, right? So. Oh yes, this is so interesting. You know, you live and you learn. Eh? You feel you know a lot, you know. Sometimes you feel you know you study finance and you become a professional, you work, you know all of that. But it's surprised me just as not know a lot. So recently I was teaching this and I remember this, and I know I teach this in you before and I didn't understand it. They're saying here, okay, why aren't futures prices and forward prices the same if they are essentially the same thing? The only difference between a forward and a future is the fact that one is customized and the forwards, no upfront cash. Let me see. What's the difference between a forward and a futures and currency and the same amount? It's in essence, it is the same thing. We agree to exchange at some future date some underlying asset at a certain price. So why would a forward price differ from a futures price on the same contract size, the same amount of everything? And what they're saying here, and what I learned, is that with a futures, you have marked to market daily, right? Because you have the margin account and you have to market to market, right? So to determine losses and gains on the futures contract, right? So while you have this marked to market, with the forward, you do not have a marked to market. The forward is settled at expiration, right? The futures is marked to market, and if there are losses, we use the margin account, and if it goes down enough, then you get a margin call. If there are gains, the person who is short pays the person who's long, if it is a long that was a gain, and so forth, right? With the futures account, they're saying that when there are gains and interest rates are increasing, you can take the gains and you can invest them, right? So in an increasing interest rate environment, you can actually earn more on a futures contract for the same underlying compared to a forward contract. So I know I must have like recently I was sitting down in a class, some econ class, and somebody was explaining Heckscher-Ohlin model. I don't know if you guys do that. With that is market concentration. No, Heckscher-Ohlin model. Anyway, and I was like, for real, that's what they were saying? No wonder I didn't understand. Like the more you do, the more in-depth you understand certain things. Anyway, so currency futures contract have no credit risk. Right. I said that already. All right, so speculators often sell currency futures when they expect the underlying currency to depreciate and vice versa. So speculators will take a side, right, and then execute by closing out, right? So let's say on April 4th, they contract to sell 500,000 pesos. I think when we go back on the sheet, the peso size is actually 500,000, so that's one contract, right? At 9 cents per peso, right? Which is 45,000 US they'll get on June 17th, right? Right, so on June 17th, they would buy 500 pesos at 08, right? So what they're doing here is closing out the contract. So you see the contract to sell, so you only close off by buying. Again, these things might be obvious to you guys, but to me, when I learned this, I could have never understand how you can close up a derivative contract by taking the offsetting position. It just didn't make any sense to me. Like, where does the contract go? Right? They're just like, yeah, okay, have a sell and you do a buy. It sounds so crazy. The very first time I do option trade and my boss told me to close it off, I still didn't know what he mean. Honest to goodness me. And then he said, you have to close it off with the exact, I don't like to say exact same, but exact same contract at the price that it's trading at. So if you're going Yahoo Finance and you see calls and puts, And if you have a long call for whatever price and whatever day, you have to take the short side for whatever price and whatever day, right? Exact strike and stuff. So similarly here, right? So they want to close off your buy at 09 or at 08, sorry, right? Dollars per peso, right? So it looks like you make a gain, right? So and you sell the pesos to fulfill the contract, right? And you make a gain of 5,000, right? Of course, because it contracted at 09 and it's at 08, right? So you end up making a gain of $5,000 because the exchange rate moved in your favor, right? That is a speculator. Most times you're hedging, right? So currency futures contracts may be purchased by MNCs to hedge foreign currency payables, right? So this is hedging. So you want to hedge a payable or you want to sell to hedge a receivable, a particular currency, right? So let's say you are expected to receive 500, you're always assuming that your currency is dollars. So you would want to sell pesos in exchange for dollars, right? So you have a contract to sell 500,000 pesos at 09, right? Pesos, $09.09 per peso. Windows is closing my program. Internet Explorer, Lord have mercy. Okay. Right, so you want to sell pesos or exchange it for dollars on June 17th. So you will receive the 500,000 pesos as expected because that is a receivable that you have, right? And you will sell at the locked-in rate, right? That's just how it is with currency. I don't see anything about making a gain or anything about making a loss, right? You sell at the locked-in rate. This is currency. This is not even like a hard asset. So you conduct business at that rate. You exchange at that rate. It is not like an asset where you could take the money and go in the market and buy the assets, right? It's currency. So you contract to exchange the currency at the particular rate that you have locked in. And if it is a receivable and you have locked in this rate and the rate goes in your favor, in your favor would be the dollar appreciating, no, the dollar depreciating, right? And the dollar depreciating, that would be great for you. If the dollar appreciated, that would be not so great. But you know what? It doesn't matter to you because you just wanted to hedge, right? Right. So they say here, holders of futures contracts can close out their positions by selling similar futures contracts. Like I said, sellers may also close out their positions by purchasing. So if you're short, you go long. If you're long, you go short, right? So they try to describe it here. If you want to close your position early, right? Now, like how I like to say it, right? We talk about forwards, futures, we talk about all derivatives, we talk about options, and we talk about underlying. But sometimes we forget that these things have value in and of themselves. So that before a forward or a future or an option reaches if it's European, reaches that exercise date, right? Then it gains and loses value, even if it's American, right? It gains and loses value by what? By the amount that the strike differs from the underlying, right? Whether it's put, call, short, long, whatever, right? So that what you do, you can trade the value, right? So if you bought a bunch of puts, right? Typically, you don't get to buy naked puts, right? Just know. You don't get to sell naked puts. You don't get to sell puts without having the underlying, right? So a long put is to, just know. A long put is to buy it from somebody. A short put is to sell it, right? So you can't trade a short put just like that according to market rules, right? Huh? right? Right? Because that is too risky for the clearinghouse, right? So, but yeah, with long puts, let's say you do long puts and you decide, okay, you just buy long puts, right? You don't have any stock, right? You don't have to, right? You buy long puts because you're speculating that these stocks are going to fall, right? And they begin to fall. But you don't want the stock. You're trading the value on the derivative. You are trading the value on the option, which is what they're trying to say here. Why we closing contract if our intention was to acquire or to sell, right? We're closing contract in between, before maturity date. Not just because we want the asset, but because the contract is in the money for what it is, whether it is a call, whether it is a forward, whether it is, or sometimes we just have no need for it again, but then in a case of options, we let it expire worthless. In the case of forwards, we have to close it off, right? Because a forward is an obligation. A future is an obligation. Yeah. An option is a right, right? But not an obligation. So we close off because we no longer want to engage in this transaction again, or because in the case of anything that's exchange traded, which would be futures and options, not forwards, we have gained value in the contract itself, which is wonderful, right? Which is also why we had the financial crisis, because people began trading these derivatives without, it was like, we just want the derivative. We don't even want the underlying again, right? And we want to make money off of the derivative. And then we became advanced, right? We got advanced derivative, we got mortgage-backed securities, we got all kind of fancy credit-linked notes, all those are derivatives, right? And we began to trade them and everything collapsed. The underlying assets, began to lose value and collapse and then wipe off all of the things, right? So, the idea, the argument is that derivatives, good or bad, it really caused the collapse of the system. Anyway. So, so you could close off mid, right? By taking off offsetting position. So most currency futures contracts are closed off before their settlement. Well, just before, right? Just before the settlement date, not far before, just before, right? Now we're on to options, right? So a currency option is another type of contract that can be purchased or sold by speculators and firms, right? So these are done on organized exchanges, right? And regulated by the SEC. You need to have margin. Yeah. But it depends on what you have, that you need to have margin. If you're doing spreads and stuff, you need to have margin. If you're going long, you don't need to have margin. In addition to the exchanges, or you could do options over the counter. You can have over the counter options, right? Currency options which are customized, right? No credit guarantees. There's some form of collateral may be required. We're not interested in that, right? Currency options are classified as either calls or puts. So let's look at currency call options. Just like a call, a currency call option grants a holder a long currency call option grants the holder the right to buy a specific currency at a specific price within a specific period of time. Okay. Yeah, so this is long. Okay, currency is kind of a little different. So I understand why we have just currency call. Because if I am long, I'm buying one currency, but the other side is also buying what I am selling. So in that case, you don't need to say long and short. The currency call option. But I like to say long and short just to clear my head, right? But so yeah, they're kind of right. A currency call option will grant the holder the right to buy a specific currency at a specified price for the strike within a specific period of time. If it is a European call, it is on a specific date. If it is Bermuda style, it is on specific dates. If it is American, is within a specific period of time up to the maturity date. Right? And of course, a call option is in the money if the spot rate is greater than the strike price, right? And if it's a lot tough for you, just think of it like an asset and a call and a stock, right? Does make it simple for me. Right? And then just think of the currency side, right? You know, and this time, like they use the rates, and if the rate goes up, you don't have to worry about what up and down means so much. If the rate goes up, the left rate is the domestic rate, well, the first side, price and base, right? If the numerator rate goes up, they look at how that rate is moving above the strike. So I wouldn't say if the numerator rate depreciates. I don't want to confuse myself like that. I just looking for an increase, and if it increases, it will it means it's above the strike. You know what I'm saying? If it goes below the strike, it's because it gets smaller in size, right? Right. So it's in the money if the spot rate is greater than the strike. At the money if the spot rate is equal to the strike, and out of the money if the spot rate is less than the strike, just like a call on a stock, right? The short side will be the opposite, right? If you're short currency option, you agree to sell, right? And so forth. When it goes above the strike, the option will be in the money and you will have to pay out. If it goes below the strike, it's out of the money and you earn the premium, right? So forth. Option owners can sell or exercise their options, right? They can sell it, or that means they close it off if it has value, or they can exercise it, right? Or if it's out of the money, it will expire with less. Oh, okay. At most, they will lose the premiums they paid for the option, right? So if it expires with less, that's the worst, right? On a long call, the most you would lose is how much you paid for this type of service, right? Call option premiums will be, so when, you know, these options have value and they're always being traded, so when will the price of the option itself, right, be higher or lower? And I'm positive you guys did this in more detail in derivatives. Okay. So it's like nothing, but when this spot price, when there's a greater disparity between the spot and the strike, and that is when I mean the spot is way above the strike, when the time to expiration is longer, because there is a greater likelihood that, you know, the underlying would hit the strike, and when there's a lot of volatility in the currency, the greater the volatility, the greater the likelihood that the underlying would hit the strike, right? Firms with open positions in foreign currencies may use currency call put options to, okay, cool. So they're saying you could use the currency call to hedge, right? So if you have to make a payable in a foreign currency, the risk is that the foreign currency appreciates. So if it goes up, you want to take a option position where if something increases in value, right, you are ahead. So that is a currency call. Right? To hedge potential expenses when bidding on projects, right, and to hedge potential costs. speculators who expect a foreign currency to appreciate, right, can purchase options on a currency, of course, right? Of course, any profit on a basic call is always the underlying price, in this case currency, less the strike, less the premium. The payoff is always just the underlying less the strike, right? But the profit, you have to reduce it by how much you pay for the option, right? If you're short, right, it is how much the price is above the strike. Just if you're short, if you write a call, right, on a currency, and the profit is the premium less the purchase price plus the strike, right? But I'm not really doing so much short. Right, so when will the purchaser of the call option break even, right? It's the strike plus the premium, right? So I want to ask you a little question. If the strike of something, if the strike of an option is above the premium, right? No, if the price of an option is above the premium, is at the premium. Like, so like this is a long call. This is a strike. I must improve. And this is the premium. Right? And this is the strike here. Let's say the strike is 50. And let's say this is here 52. And this here is 55. Right? Like, if the stock is at, if the underlying is at 52, would you exercise it? The option. If it's here at 52, would you exercise the option? Okay, if it's at 50, would you exercise the option? Huh? Why would you exercise it? Huh? You can't see what you said? Like anybody? Alright. If I want to, or what you guys do in the narratives, what would you exercise? 50, 52? 52.01? If it's European one or yes. Right, that's a start. So the price goes above the strike, so you'll exercise at 52 or 52.1 or 55. Where will you exercise? 51, 50.1, 52. Okay, I want to see 52.
Let's say that exercise, there's good exercise which is strike because most people learn to learn in study. The payoff will be zero, but that is before you do the profit rating or which will like the value of.
So what will you do?
If you're hedging, you will exercise if you have 50.
Why would you exercise at 50 if you're hedging?
Because
you're hedging.
You don't exercise, but most people.
But the idea to hedge is to not make a gain on
it's like 50 what you have. Don't have a loss. Right. But if you're not looking at the premium, you
I could not look at the premium. Somebody could have money in your hand. You just say, yeah, I like the way I put $2 in your hand. Where are you money from? Whose money is it? It's not your money, right? See, when it's not your money, you manage it people's money. You're just gonna justify taking $2 out of their account and multiply how much time you have saved. small thing for clients. So that's also a book and practice, because the book would say exercise just the book raw, right? Because this is not your money. Never was, never will be, right? So it always has to be after 52, 52.01, right? Is break even fine? And if you have an arrangement, like I had an arrangement at the time like that, the client says investment costs are some costs. If the client says that, no, that is the arrangement with the client, how many people be lucky enough to get a client like that? If the client has a lot of money, right? So the client might say, I'm not going to evaluate you on this $2 here. I'm only going to evaluate you on your ability from here. You know what I'm saying? Then it's okay, right? Then the clients will absorb that cost. But otherwise, you wouldn't exercise until it is profitable to do so. Remember, the idea here is, let's say you were going to acquire an asset, right? So you're not going to acquire the asset. You pay. If it was you personally, you pay. You take your money then and you pay for this option. So it's not going to be profitable to you to even exercise. And you always have to wait until you break even at least, right? And then in general, you won't exercise a whole at that price. You would wait until it goes above 52 in any case, because you might want to make some profit. Even if you don't want to make profit, you will just break even, right? Because your aim is to acquire, right? So bear that in mind sometimes, like even in trading, it's not just, okay, at the strike. No, it's not at the strike. And that's why they make the distinction in the notes about profits, right? So the purchaser of the call option will break even when selling price is equal to underlying price, strike plus premium, or selling is equal to strike plus premium, right? Which is 52, right? The right of the call option will break even when buying price, okay, cool, is equal to selling strike plus premium. Same thing. The buying price is the selling price, but the buying price to the writer is the selling price to the buyer, right? All right, so the currency put option, right, grants the holder the right to sell a specific currency at a specific strike within a specific time period, right? And of course, it's so you have the right but not the obligation to sell as a long put, right? If it's in the money, the underlying is below the strike. If it's at the money, the underlying is at the strike. And if it's out of the money, the underlying is above the strike. Put option premiums will be higher when, right? So when will it, a put is like insurance, right? For the long side. You want some sort of insurance so that if the value of the underlying goes down, you do not suffer the loss, right? You have something to hold value, right? But I want you all to think about this, right? Two scenarios. One scenario is that you are a portfolio manager and you do not want the value of your portfolio to go below a certain value. So you buy put options on your whole portfolio, right? Assuming you have money for that, right? So you're insured, right? You're hedged, right? Whatever you want to call it, against the risk that the value of the underlying your stocks, right, goes below. I know we're coming back to currency. I'll swing it back to currency just now, right? So the value of the underlying goes below the strike. So if your whole portfolio tanks and you're a really good stock picker, and some silly thing, Trump said something and dragged the market down and you lose 10% of the value of your portfolio, what are you going to do? Are you going to exercise your puts? Remember, you're a portfolio manager by profession. That's all you have. What you'll do, you'll exercise your puts. Your portfolio just sink, you buy puts. You lose 10% of the value of your portfolio. What you going to do? And that's where you buy the puts for. You'll exercise the puts. Anybody, you'll not exercise the puts. I will only 30 seconds. You know, we are people of business, we always have things to do. 30 seconds. 15 more. Katya. Yes. What you'll do? But you'll sell off your good portfolio. What you'll do afterwards? 10%. You'll sell off your portfolio. Well, which shall you manage afterwards? What is your intention, to go back and buy back? You buy back? Why you sell it? Suppose it was your real good stock, and just because Trump do something, you lose 10% or you lose 20%. Remember, No, you put it because you want to hedge. You didn't put it because you want to sell it. Right? Is it a waste of money? See, you are still thinking like that's. No, I want you to come out of the thinking that you're buying options to exercise them. You're not buying options to exercise them. That don't happen except with the individual trader. You're buying options to get the value off of them, right? So when that happens, you have real value now. That's money to you, hardcore cash, right? Right. So remember that even with options, it's like this whole world of trading value, not underlying. That's what makes it so dangerous and so much fun at the same time. Because if you learn how to do that good, right? You only trade in options all day. Why bother to work? You learn how options working and you sit down by a computer whole day, you figure it out, and you trade options and you make money. Yeah. Yeah. No, because you're a portfolio manager, you can't do that. Right? Yes. So this is how it is used in the market. Individual traders, for yourself, you will want to sell it because it's a stock you could afford to lose. But when you're managing money, these things become tools to use to make, and otherwise it could lose, right? If you go in the other direction, right? And particularly if you do covered calls by selling calls and the stock price goes up, you're in real trouble, right? You're in deadly trouble, right? And so, you know, so forth and so forth, right? Corporations with open foreign currency positions may use currency put options to cover, right? And of course, speculators would just want to take a side, right? So this is what the long call and the short call looks like. Yes, I didn't get it away already, right? So the long call, if it has a striker, if it's like 152, right? A strike of 150 and 2 cents. 2 cents is the premium, how much it costs, right? And similarly, this is the short side. So if we value the underlying currency, so this is an exchange rate of some, right? Dollars for whatever, but even if it's currency, we don't put the other side, we just put one side for you to make it simple, right? It doesn't matter because it's not an idea of you know, what's the rate anymore? It's the idea of the value going above the strike. So keep it simple, right? So it's the currency still. So if it goes above the premium, above the strike plus the premium, and again, similarly here, the premium acts as a buffer for the short side. So when they sell up to the premium, they don't lose anything past the premium. When the stock price goes above that, the short side loses because they are obligated to sell. Not just that, the short option would lose value. Short option contract would lose value, whether it is exercised or not, right? It's really cool. Like one last thing, right? So think about now, right? Think about now you trading this, and you are trading an option, right? And think about like how the exchange, right, will decide on which, like I'm trying to think, like every side there's a buyer and a seller, right? Now, I was just thinking like how the exchange would decide on which particular contracts to sell. So if a person goes long, each exchange has to find a corresponding short to match it if you want to close off. Like, and then how will they match it? How will they decide which one? That's another question for another day, because I was just thinking, you know, that would be even more dangerous for your side, you know, if you have to be the one to, we talk about that another class. This is like the last teaching class, right? But next week I have one small thing to talk about. There's a put, long put, value of the underlying goes below the strike, you make a gain, but short put, value of the underlying goes below, you make a loss, right? But this wonderful with a put on the short side. What is the most you can lose when you put on the short side? Well, it's between the strike and zero, right? Because a stock cannot go down to below zero, not yet at least, right? The lowest a stock price can be zero, right? So, yeah. I never had a negative stock price. But with a short call, you could lose an indefinite amount because the stock price can go above anything. Right? It's like Bitcoin, right? The intrinsic value is the exercisable value of the option. So it can be zero if it's out of the money and at the money, and positive if it's in the money. If it's in the money for a call, it is underlying minus strike, which is currency, price minus strike. And if it's a put, it will be strike minus. All right, so we're getting to the crux of it here. Call option example, just now. I want to do something here. Just now. Right, so we're going to discuss currency spreads, but right. Let's address this one, right? A call option on British pounds exists with a strike of 156. So let me just manage to lose it, right? So I don't understand the rationale of the somebody with a PhD at it. Right, so, okay. So, well, easy for me, what you're supposed to say, right? You see, I should read besides, as technically I should read them, but I just forget them, right? So, the value of the British pound expiration. So, yeah, so this is expiration values of the pound, right? And I want to know what is the net here or the profit, right? Net is profit, right? If I put payoff, that means I just want to know S S minus K or K minus S, right? But I want net, right? So let's just try and fill in these together. How much is the call worth? How much is the call at 156, call at 159? And of course, net would be the 2, right? And the call here would also be, well, right? We think about it, right? So let's try one. If the value of the British pound is 150, and this one is the strike, how much this one will be worth here? 156 is the strike. How much will this call be worth if the price of the underlying, right, which I have the British pound at expiration is 150? How much would this one be worth? The 156 call. Right? Take, you know, would it be, is it in the money or out of the money? Right? So, 0 or what? 159 is, 156 is 8 cents, right? Right, you agree? Right. The call at 159, is it in the money or out of the money? Right, out of the money. So this is minus 0.26, right? And this will be the sum, right? Similarly, the call at 156 is going to be worth is it in the money, at the money, at the money, right? So you have no profit to make off of that. But it's going to be valued at, you have a negative value still, right? Because you paid a premium for it, right? And you still need to, you have that cost, right? Right, so I'm trying to get the value in each case, not the payoff. The payoff is different. In this case, the payoff will be 0, 0, 0, right? Similarly, 159 would be out of the money, right? So let's do 165. This would be in the money, right? How much would be the value here? 165. What would be the value here? No, I don't know. I can't think about it before. Huh? 1 cent? 160. You take into consideration minus the 08? 0.01, right? Right? And similarly here, this one was 6 cents. So this will be, right? So down here, 0.01, right? You got me? 1.4, right? Right? And so forth. Is this okay? Right, so this is simple version. Not likely to be seen. I mean, of course, man. I want to give you something so easy. I mean, I just added a minus in. I mean, come on, man. All right. So let's go on to another type of option strategy. And in this class, I choose to cover straddle, which is a little more complex than what you just did. Right? So you can see a popular diagram of a investor video. So I'll say that in case anybody accused me of plagiarizing. So basically, a straddle is a long call and a long. Okay, you can have a long straddle and you can have a short straddle. Right? This is an option strategy. And in this case, we do options and currencies. Right? As long straddle is a long call and a long put at the same strike. What's a long straddle? Long call and a long put at the same strike. Right? So if I tell you a long straddle at 65, would you question me on what the strike for the call or the put is? No, because it's a long pole and a long put on the same strike, right? So a short straddle is a short pole and a short put on the same strike, right? Now, why would you engage in a straddle? Well, as you can see, this is what the payoff looks like, right? This V here, right? So this might be this is a strike and this is a strike. So I just got a straddle of all right, so this is the strike at which it sorry, this is not a strike. That's the strike at which your exercise is straddle, right? But just circle it. So this here is a stock price, right? And this here is a stock price. And we can think of those as the break-even prices, right? Because this is actually long put and this is actually long hold, right? And of course, the long put and the long hold will individually will break even at different places, but the strategy itself together, this will be the break-even points in the strategy, right? And anything, any stock prices above the one to the right and below the one to the left will be a profit. You see that? This is profit or loss. So anything from here is profit, and anything from here is profit, right? Anything here, you can clearly see, is loss, right? So the idea with a long straddle is what you see in here, because it's a long pole and a long pole at the same straddle, is that we do a currency straddle if we want to play on exchange rates. If we believe that the exchange rate is going to have a move, it's going to be a big move, right? But we do not know which direction the move is going to be. But we want to take advantage of it, right? We want to gain when it moves. So we set this strike in such a way so that we would have some payoff here. Now I always like to use stock instead of currency because it is easier to communicate, but it's the same concept, right? So if we go back to stock and we say our strike was 52, and this strike here is 60, and this strike here is 45. This price here is 45, right? So that could be the strike. We believe that the stock is going to move, but we do not know in which direction. Earnings are coming out, right? So if the stock goes above 60, we will make a gain. And if the stock goes below 45, we'll make a gain. That's wonderful, right? Tell me that isn't exciting. It's like when I learned that, I was like, oh my God, when the stock goes down, I could make a profit without shorting. Then the idea, you're not shorting anything, you're not going through the risk of shorting, you're just taking an options position. And you pay some money first, right? Now, if you think about it, when will this long straddle have be more expensive, right? The more volatile the stock, the more expensive the position of the straddle, right? Because then, if this is Netflix and it was earnings time, you know that could be real volatile. It's highly likely that this little linear will be hit, right? Because it is so volatile around earnings time, right? So the more volatile the underlying, in this case currency, if you want to come back to currency, right? The more expensive the long straddle, right? The more expensive to put in place, right? Of course, if you have a short straddle, it is the opposite. But I'm not doing the short, but if you think about it, if the stock price goes up, you will make a loss. The short straddle will be like this. If the stock price goes here, you make a loss. Here, you will make a loss. But if you have a very small movement, you make a gain. And the smaller the movement is closer to the strike, the more gain you make. Isn't that wonderful also? Tell me in this case. Right? So, free money, people, free money. So, as long as you could do it, right? So, on a currency straddle, a long currency straddle, our idea is to make some profit given a move in the underlying currency. And it is more applicable to currencies because currencies may move a bit over time. I don't want to say very volatile because that is not true, right? But they can move on straddles. It's like a strategy for them. So, straddles are the strategy to pursue if an investor believes that a stock price will move significantly but is unsure as to which direction of stock, right? So the stock must move significantly if the investor is to make a profit, and should the guy only a small movement, you will make a loss if it's a small movement, right? So just to clarify, these things are important. Maximum profit is unlimited, right? Because it goes up in either direction once it's past the particular prices, the break-even points. Profit achieved when price of the underlying. All right, so when you get profit when the underlying goes out above the break-even points to the right or below the break-even point to the left, right? So in option speak, we say profit is achieved when price of the underlying is greater than the strike price of the long haul plus the premium, right? So I mean, if we get to just so, right? What is the difference? This here is the long haul, right? This comes from the long haul, right? So what is this here? This is the premium from the long haul. That's the cost, right? So like this what determines where this goes up to now. And this here is the premium from the long put, right? Right. So if I want to talk about one side when I'm making a profit, I'm making a profit when the price goes above this break-even point here, and which is the strike price, when the price of the underlying is greater than the strike of the long haul, but the strike will be somewhere in the middle here, plus the premium. So you see it's the same concept like a pole, right? Or when it is the underlying is less than the strike plus the premium that we put to take here, right? Right. I just said that. Right, break-even points. As you see, there are always two break-even points with a straddle, long or short, right? Two break-even points. The break-even points can be calculated with the following. Upper break-even is strike. I mean, if you think about it logically, you have no reason for it to not remember it. You don't have to always pound it in your brain. Like, just try and understand the strategy. And you see the upper break-even is just, like I said, the strike plus the premium. The lower break-even has to go lower than the strike, right? So it is the strike less the premium paid will take you to the left, right? All right, so we can try this one now. All right, so a company has constructed a long Canadian dollar straddle, a call option, so something like this is on the exam, right? So I ain't hiding nothing from all you. Don't say when you reach it, didn't know. Right? A company has constructed a long Canadian dollar straddle. A call option on Canadian with an exercise price of 110 has a premium of 0.025. A Canadian put option has a premium of 0.017. Complete the table below. So let's do the first one and the last one, right? What is the value of the Canadian dollar expiration, right? But what is the value of the call here, the long call at 80 cents? When the price of the Canadian is 80 cents, when the value of the Canadian is 80 cents, what's the value of the call? And that's why I thought about this. I was on this one and I was recording the class because I know sometimes people miss the class or you miss things, right? You don't understand something clearly, understand the importance, so hopefully you record and you guys can still have it, right? What is the value of the call here? 80 cents. Tell me. Is it in the money or out of the money? Right? writing in an exam, you're trying to get wrong. Minus 25 cents. Well, this is a call, right? So it's always the underline minus the strike. So the underline is 0.8. Where's the strike? 110. So that is negative. So that is 30 cents. Right? So minimum is 30 cents. How much you pay? Right? Similarly, inputs. Right? You all get that? It's 80 minus this will give you minus 30 cents and you pay 0.025 it. That's a premium, right? Same pay for it, right? And the put is how much? In the money, out of the money. You put in the money. 80 cents. Does it put in the money? Sorry. Yes, it's in the money. No. Right, you put this in the money, and what is the payoff on the oh, that's minus 0.325, sorry. But they call at 80 cents. They put this in the money by how much? 0.317. So you net that up, right? So, anybody else get that? Right? Remember I said a straddle is a long call and a long put at the strike. So no need to repeat when you strike up because it's not right? So it's less than 80 cents is less than 110, right? So that is a gain, right? And then you just minus the 0.017, right? Because it is long, so it still costs you. So you need to, let's try this, end up with this one, right? 2.5, the long pole is, it's, what is the value of the long pole? So to the bottom here, expect it to net this off, right? Calculated, minus 0.325 plus 0.317 equals. That's in the maths. You don't want to use your scientific calculator. Yes. Point what? I know what you're saying, Rakila. Right, so 2.5. Come on. We gotta move on. I don't know, I'll listen to you. How much is it? Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, I know the other one is. And then if they call any money, they put maybe out, right? Yeah? So it's minus 0.017, right? So yeah, you kind of get out of the call and you put out, except if it's at the strike, if the underline is at the strike. Right? So that's a nice way to I think about it as well. So what are the break-even points? So one person give me the core break-even, the upper break-even, and one person give me the lower break-even. What's the upper break-even? Yeah, we could have been recording our classes all semester, right? I think so too. No, because like I think like for some courses it would be so helpful to me if I could record what the teacher said, because when I'm going it over, I don't remember, I can't understand something. It really needs to change. It's not that people will stay home, you know, so what? It's like it will improve your understanding. All right, let's have a break. Well, also I should have been finishing swaps, and now finishing options.
Which one of them come with that?
No, the upper break-even price and the lower break-even. Yeah. Upper break-even, so then this will be the strike. What would be the upper break-even, and this will be stock price? What would be the upper break-even stock price? Remember I just said? Strike. Without even looking down there. It's just strike plus cost, so strike less cost, right? So strike plus cost, strike plus some of the premiums, right? Sorry, just now I said, sorry, I made a mistake, right? Just now I said just now I said the call premium alone is the call and input premium, right? Yeah, strike plus sum of premiums, upper break even, because if you think about it, you're paying for the call and input, right? So sorry about that. So upper break even is strike plus the sum, and lower break even is strike minus the sum. Yeah, sorry. So the upper break even in this case would be 1.1, right? So it's going to be 110. Which is right. 110 plus 0.25 plus 0.017, right? 1.1 plus 0.025 plus 0.017, right? And similarly, the lower one would be 110 minus, right? Okay? So what do you have to the lower break-even point? And what do you have to the lower break-even point? Okay? So it is the sum of the premiums minus the, right? So how much ever you pay for it, you take up the strike by that, and you take down the strike by that, right? And understand that when you're here, it's not that you're making a loss. When the stock price in excess of the lower bound, you make a gain. When the stock price in excess of the upper break-even, you make a gain. Anytime the stock price below this, within this range, you make a loss, right? And the loss, look at the loss. The loss is greater the closer the stock price is to the strike, right? So you better be right when you're thinking about doing that. Because if that stock price doesn't move or the currency price doesn't move from the strike, you make an even bigger gain, right? Loss, right? All right, any questions? Alrighty. Well, we don't need, you can try this one on your own at home, right? This is just a netting, like the easy first one I did. No, a bull spread is a call option with a strike of price and a premium. A call and a call. A bull is a call and a call with the second call price higher than the first call, the first exercise price. The second call, two calls with the second call exercise price high. It doesn't matter because all you need to do is calculate the value. Right? And you can try that one on your own, right? All right, so moving on to currency swaps. Don't laugh at my thing, eh? I'm trying to figure out why I did that. It was when I was just starting to teach and I don't know what was going through my mind. I don't know what was going through my mind. I look back today, I didn't have time to change. I really don't know what was going on. Right. Right, so we're gonna do swaps. Currency swaps. All right. Well, I hope it's recording, people. If it's in recording, I hope you're taking notes. Anyway, swaps. Oh God, I crack me up. So swaps. A swap is a derivative security where two counterparties agree. All right, so a swap is like a series of forward contracts, right? Where you always you agree, where's a forward, right? You agree to exchange an underlying at a particular date. But what if we have a forward and a forward flowing into that forward and a forward flowing into that forward, right? And then we amalgamate everything and call it a swap. So that's what a swap is, a series of forwards, right? A derivative security where two counterparties agree to exchange a sequence of cash flows from their respective financial instruments, right? So today we're going to see interest rate swaps and currency swaps, but we're focusing on currency. I don't think I will go through interest rates, just in brief, because, right? So OTC dealer, so swaps are usually OTC, right? Because forwards are OTC, huh? Somebody, okay, cool, sorry. So forwards are OTC, right? They quote bid-ask spreads at which they are willing to do either side of the swap, right? So you always have a rate, a spread with a swap so the dealer can make money off of that, right? Right, so cash flows are structured like cash flows, interest payments, and a standard bond, right? So if you have a plain vanilla interest rate swap, usually it is when someone has a fixed rate loan and they want a floating rate loan because they believe interest rates will go up. And the other party has a floating rate loan and they want a fixed rate loan. Sorry, they believe interest rates will go down, right? And the other party has a floating rate loan and they want a fixed rate loan because they believe interest rates will go up. So floating doesn't want to stay with floating because they believe rates will go up. And fixed doesn't want to stay with fixed because they believe rates will go down. So everyone has their own opinion of what's going to go on in the market, right? So this one shouldn't take long. It's just a few slides, but I might go a little slower coming down to the end, depending on people if they get it, right? So that is a plain vanilla interest rate swap. So what will happen in a plain vanilla interest rate swap is that the one that is long a floating rate bond, right, would swap their floating payments for fixed payments. And in a nutshell, how this is done is that if you have somebody paying floating, right, floating loan, because they could have only get access to a floating loan, right? But now they believe interest rates are going to rise, so they want a fixed rate loan. So they would, there's a swap dealer because this is the person that gets the spread, right? So they would pay the floating rate loan to the dealer because this is their obligation, right? They would pay fixed payments to the dealer. They want to move from floating to fixed payments, and they will receive floating, right, from the dealer. Based on a notional amount. Like, I have to say, it's like airy-fairy, imaginary number, like the mass, right? It's some amount that we come up with and we say, okay, it's going to be based on 100 million, it's going to be based on what, but we're not going to exchange this money in any way, right? It's notional. It's just for the purpose of coming up with the interest payment, because if the interest rate is 3%, we know 3% represents how much money off of the notional, right? So anyway, this is our basic floating to fixed, right? How is it done? How is it done? Well, you have a floating rate loan, right? So you have to make your floating payments. That is your obligation. You borrow floating. You cannot not pay your floating. You cannot wake up in the morning and say, I want a fixed rate loan and I'm not going to pay my debt. It can't happen. So you must pay a floating. You must pay what you initially had, and you pay it to the dealer, to the bank. Whoever you're borrowing from, right? That didn't make no sense, right? So you pay it to the bank, right? But you want a floating rate loan, you want a fixed rate loan. So you're going to receive the same payment from the swap dealer. How much ever you pay up to your creditor, you're going to receive that same type of payment, nature of payment. So if you pay floating, you are going to receive floating to net that off, right? And then you pay fixed, right? So this and this comes to zero, and then what you have, a pay fixed. You end up paying fixed. And that is how we move from floating to fixed, right? And this is why I say, for me to understand swaps, I always remember one rule. Whatever I want to receive, I pay for. If I want to swap to another currency loan, I pay for that currency. I pay my loan in that currency, you know, as well as keeping my obligation. Whatever obligation I have, it must be netted off, and then I must pay for what I want to receive, actually. That's the trick, right? You actually wanted a fixed rate loan. You have a floating, but you must now pay fixed payments, and then your other payment will be netted off. It is not like if you are not paying bank, you are paying your floating debt. But based on the terms of the swap now, you receive the same amount that you're paying out in your obligation, and then you pay fixed payments to the dealer. So in essence, you have moved from a floating to a fixed rate loan, right? Similarly, if you had a fixed rate loan, you would pay the fixed to the bank, you would receive the same fixed payment from the dealer, and then you would pay floating to the dealer. So you net off your fixed and you end up with a floating. Now, of course, the dealer is going to take something in between, right? So it is not going to be exact because it's going to be a rate, right? And all based on illusion. So in essence, that is interest rate swap, which I find particularly boring. So that would not be any exam. So we talking about currency swaps. So when I reach interest rate swaps, I'm going to skip them slides, right? So, sorry. Swaps, I said this, cash flows are structured, used to manage risk and for speculation, maturities range from 1 to 30 years, right? Benefits of swaps, changing circumstances. So isn't this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful? That you can have a fixed rate loan and you can go to floating, or you can have a loan in one currency and you can get a loan in another currency, right, as a multinational. It depends on your views of the future. Like if you believe interest is going to go up and down, you believe one currency is going to appreciate or depreciate, and it can minimize the cost of debt, right? Depending on how the exchange rate moves if you're using a currency, right? Foreign currency swaps allow the MNC to change the currency denomination of its debt. There is an initial exchange of principal, right? So this is the difference with currency swaps. Currency swap is not notionally exchanging principal, right? So you guys will see it in a second. But you have two parties in a currency swap, right? Right, party A and party B. Right, and party A can borrow in dollars and party B can borrow in euro for whatever reason. So, and then you have an exchange rate. I just think that's right. So then party A wants 10 million, right? Can borrows $10 million because they can only borrow in dollars, right? And party B would exchange the equivalent amount of this converted to euro. They can only borrow in euro, but it's not like the second party, or right? It's not like the second party has a certain amount of capital as well to exchange certain loan. It has to match this exactly with the exchange rate. right? It's an exchange of principals at the beginning and then exchange of cash flows. But the initial principal is based on what they agree to, and then it's the equivalent in currency, right? So what's the equivalent of this in euro? $10 million divided by 1.2 is 8 million, right? So that is how much they will be exchanging, right? It's not going to be. So at the the initiation of a currency swap, you're exchanging principal and then you're exchanging cash flows, right? You're exchanging currency payments. Only currency swap. It's just as it says. You can borrow in one currency and the other person can borrow in another currency, other entity, but you would like to have had your loan in euro, right? And this person would have liked to have had their loan in dollars, right? So now we exchange principals, right? So now, right, this person gives me this amount of euro and I give them this amount of dollars. And every year, if I have annual interest payments, or let me say every 6 months, if I have semi-annual interest payments, I pay the interest rate on this euro loan. So if this person borrowed at 3% and if this person borrowed at 4%, sorry to put it here, 4%, then first, I'm exchanging this principal, so now this 8.3 comes on this side, right? And the person A pays 3% divided by 2, multiplied by 8, 3, right? That's correct? Yeah. That is the cash flow, right? That is the interest rate. So, and this person likewise pays 4% on 2, multiplied by 10 million. Every single period for the duration of the loan. So you get the idea that the loans actually have to match, right, in terms of time to maturity. If it's a 5-year loan, it will be 5 semi, yeah. Because it's semi-annual payments, yeah. Right? If it's annual, I would say annual. Right? So with the currency swap, there is an exchange of principal, first of all, right? So I get this because remember, I wanted a loan. I could have only borrowed in dollars, and this person could have only borrowed in euro, but I wanted a euro loan. I couldn't borrow in euro because I am a US company. For some reason, I could get a euro loan. So I get this euro to conduct whatever transaction I needed to as a multinational, right? And then I would prefer to pay in euro interest because I believe euro rates are lower. Why? Than if I had borrowed it directly. Maybe I couldn't borrow, or maybe it was too costly for me to borrow in euro because I am an outsider. If I go to borrow in Europe, anywhere, France, it would cost me more than 3%, right? So the swap is a way to actually to facilitate this borrowing in a different currency swap, right? And at a lower cost, so I brought in this part with cost, right? This person can borrow comparatively cheaper in Europe, and I can borrow comparatively cheaper in the US, right? Right? So we both decide, okay, let's exchange a particular, we have to agree on how much goes with the exchange rate, right? So we explain that. So now time to make the payment, right? Time to make payments, right? Right. So I didn't finish the story, right? So I say now, I'm paying the interest to you, right? So you ought to get interest. You take a loan in euro. I didn't take a loan in euro. My bank don't want to hear about my euro loan. They already know about it. They already care, right? So I have to pay the counterparty euro interest, and the counterpart has to pay me dollar interest, right? So what will happen is the counterparty going to pay me and I'm going to pay the counterparty. Isn't that counterproductive, right? Why should I pay you when you pay me? Why can't we just net off how much we owe? Right? So there's going to be a netting off, right? But how we can net off? We have two different currencies, right? So we're going to net off our prevailing interest rates, exchange rates. We're going to net off our prevailing exchange rate. And this is the wonderful thing about the swap. Because as we net off our payments, somebody going to win and somebody going to lose, based on what we initially transacted at, right? Or somebody just going to win or somebody going to lose because the payments will never be exactly the same according to the currency, right? Somebody going to get more or somebody going to get less because of the exchange rate. I'm going to show you an example, just explaining it now, right? So there's going to be a netting off, and based on the net off, the only time the net off will be zero is if it's the exchange rate that equates our payments exactly. That's not going to happen, right? So this is why we're getting into a swap. Right? So this is also your motivation for getting into a swap. And this is the motivation of the swap. Dealer for getting into the swap because he knows there's money to be made, he or she knows there's money to be made. So why not do this and, you benefit, I benefit, you all benefit, right? So there is going to be a netting off, and there's going to be a gain or loss in the netting off depending on the exchange rates, right? And so the person that owes is going to pay, right? And could you imagine if the currency keeps appreciating and the currency keeps depreciating? That's why they said the swap, the conducting of a swap is also has to do with your view of the future, what you believe interest rates or exchange rates are going to be, right? So like I talk enough about that. Yeah, so net payment is required. If only a net interest payment is required, the counterparty that initially receives a high interest rate currency will move funds. Well, I don't understand that. I'll go to the example. Interest payments usually made semi-annually. All right. Right, so, yeah. Right, so for example, suppose one party wants to, so like I just explained in essence what it is. What you're going to see is exactly what I just said. Nothing more, nothing less. Maybe I'll retake it, but forget, right? But in essence, it's going to be the same. Suppose one party wants to exchange 10 million with a counterparty in euros, and the spot rate is 125. So then you're going to exchange 10 million divided by 125, which would be 8 million. Right? So again, we can go with A, and we can go with B. So this is dollars and this is euro. So this person will get 8 million euro. Remember, I didn't come up with that out of the air, right? I got it based on the exchange rate of 1.25. But I initially would have started with 10 million. We have to agree to something, right? Suppose the Italian company, so this will be the Italian company B, right? Michelone is, I think I take this on the book. It's a party that initially pays 8 million euros and receives $10 million. And the investment bank Morgan Stanley, that's A, that's US, is the counterparty that initially pays 10 million and receives 8 million euros, right? Then in future periods, Michelone will owe dollar interest to Morgan Stanley on 10 million, and Morgan Stanley will owe euro interest on the euro 8 million to Michelone. So, like as I said, theme in currency swaps, you pay the counterparty the currency which you would like to convert your debt into. So you wanted like euro debt, so you pay the counterparty euro, right? Suppose the maturity of the swap is 5 years and the interest rates, right? So this occurs at time 0, right? And the interest rates for the maturities, are 4% on dollars, right? So So this person can borrow at 4%. So don't get confused. And 6% on euros. Right? Let's examine the cash flows associated with that. Twice per year for 5 years, Morgan Stanley would owe Micheloni 6% on 2, right? 0.5 or 6% by 8 million, right? So they were paid 240,000, which is equal to, right, 0.03 by 8 million. Right. Oops, did I? Right, similarly, Morgan Stanley will make semi-annual euro interest payments on the, I said it already, okay. Micheloni will therefore make semi-annual dollar payments of 5% on half of 4%, right, on 10 million, which is 200,000, right? The semi-annual net payment is 240 minus. You can't, right? Because it's in different currencies. Minus what? 240 minus this exchange and the rate, right? If the spot rate at the time, just now, is made by, right. So, what is right? So, this exchange rate, 0.8333, is the exchange rate that will actually exactly equate the payments. You can check it. How much euro is 200,000 US at 0.833? We don't have a lot again. Oh. Here we're about 10 to 15 cents. Right, exactly, right? So what would make Morgan Stanley, right, is made by Morgan Stanley, right? So Morgan Stanley will have to pay more if the rate is greater. That means if the dollar depreciates against euro, right? Anything higher than 0.833 would cause this to be less, ain't it? So just check how much euro would this be if the rate is 0.9? If the rate is 0.9, how much euro would this be? Anybody tell me? Come on. Right. So now this would be greater, right? 240 is greater than 222. Right? So then they would have a net payment to make, the larger amount, right? Based on how the exchange rate moves. Right? So again, if the exchange rate goes below, then Micheloni would owe Morgan Stanley a net payment. That is how you would have a net payment, depending on how the exchange rate moves. Right? So I have it there. Alternatively, whatever, if the rate is 1.25, it's greater than 1.25. Okay, right. When I say greater than, I mean, I meant intersectional. Is that a typo? I meant to capture the other side. Right? So it is less than 0.833, right? Because we just do greater than. Right. 7. Yeah, I think. Right, in the final period, right, so coming down, bam, 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 period 10, because this is a semi-annual loan, we would not only exchange the payments, but we would exchange the principal, right? And you have to keep that at your risk. What would you do if you had such a swap? You would also take out forward of futures contracts to hedge your risk, because you have a risk to give back the principal, because that does have to pay back the loan. No, you have to pay back the principal. You have to exchange back the principals, right? So if it were me, I would do a forward of futures contract and that. So I can imagine doing a swap by itself. I would take a swap and hedge my risk even in between. I would want to win. You're not going to sit down and wait for exchange rate to move against you. right? You would also try to hedge that. And then you would try to think and determine, okay, is this cost effective, right? But all of that is not covered in this course, right? So this is it here from your book, right? And I can't remember which chapter it is. But the good thing is that I take it out for you, right? So that's the same thing, right? If the exchange rate did not move, right, the euro value would be 160. Okay. Yeah, if it, you notice that 125 didn't exactly meet, right? Here it was what, 0.833, right? When we first look at it. So even if it's 125, it still cause a net payment. You know? It depends on the amount that you have to exchange and the exchange rate. So it's not dependent even on the initial 125, right? The initial exchange rate. Alrighty, 1 second. Oh, so here now, I just tried to show you what the net payment is based on different exchange rates again. Right? So, in conclusion, the swap has the effect of transforming the dollar liability into a euro liability, paying 6%. Right? Okay, so like 2 more slides, or I'm not bothering to go through that. Right? Interest rate either. I don't know. All right, so just now, right, so I wanted to do comparative advantage and then I finish on slide 21 and I'm finishing on slide 25, right? Yeah. Right, some comparative advantage, right? So I was getting to the idea that with swaps, right? You with swaps, right? The reason that I took the swap out in my currency is because it was cheaper for me to borrow in my currency than to borrow in a foreign currency where I wasn't operating as a multinational, or I didn't have an established presence, or they have rules and regulations that foreigners or multinationals cannot borrow at their rate, they have to borrow at a higher rate, right? So, similarly, another multinational in a particular country can borrow at a lower rate compared to myself, right? So how I always want you to look at this is always like this, not like that, right? So comparative advantage with currency swaps. Swaps can be motivated by comparative advantage. Consider the following. Oops. Right? The lower US dollar rate can be gotten by General Motors compared to Qantas, right? At 5%. And the lower Australian dollar rate is Qantas, right? At 7.6%. The difference between the two is 2.6%. And you will see like that is a net advantage from conducting the swap, right? The idea is that the country borrows, well, the company borrows in the country where they have the comparative advantage. And General Motors has the comparative advantage in the US, and Qantas has the comparative advantage in the Australian dollar, right? Right. AUD rates are higher. What are the spreads between the rates offered by GE and Qantas? Right, so in that case, I see offered to GE and Qantas. Well, in US dollars, the spread is 2%. Why for 5%? And that's the same numbers from before. No, 5 and 8, 7 and 7.6, 7, 8. Well, it's 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7, that is 2%. and 7 and 1.4. I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah, nobody even see anything, right? It's, yeah, 5 and 7 is 2%. Right, and no.
That's just
Point
show
two.
something different.
I'll show something different.
Yeah, they're saying that how you will take General Motors will take 5% in the US. But then
GM and Qantas.
And Qantas will take 7.6%.
5 and 7, 8 and 7.6, yeah.
And then the advantage will be 2.6.
5, 6, 7, 2 is 2.4. Sorry, 2.4. Wow, you're tired. I'm tired. So again, you see how the 2.4? So yeah, I was wrong. Yeah, I couldn't do that. Yeah, and I said analyze it like so. So it's 5 minus 7. That's how I was wrong. Yeah. So you still analyze it like that's all right. I don't know what I was thinking. Huh? Or maybe I just was making a different point and I said they have comparative. Yeah. Sorry. Oh yeah, I was talking about okay, cool. All right. So anyway, the gain will be 2.4 from right. So the spread in the US rates, right, is 2%, and the spread in the Australian rates is 0.4%, right? And so the gain is going to be 2.4, right? If the rates are higher, what spreads like spread? It is therefore said that G has comparative advantage in US and Qantas has comparative advantage in Australia. Right, so 2 more slides after this one. Right, so swap terms. General Electric, right, wants to borrow. So GE will borrow in US because that's where they have AD, right? That's where they have the comparative advantage, and Qantas will borrow in Australian dollars, but they want a currency swap, right? Which is the topic. So GE wants to borrow 20 million AUD for 2 years, and Qantas wants to borrow 15 million USD for 2 years, right? That's the spot exchange rate. How can both parties benefit from use of the currency swap? Well, they can do a currency swap, right? What is the total gain to both parties and savings rate? So both GE and Qantas wish to borrow in the market where they do not have a comparative advantage, which is a perfect condition for a swap, right? I mean that they want to borrow in the market where the other person has a comparative advantage, right? Total gain to both parties equals the difference between the borrowing costs or interest rate spreads in the respective markets, right? Oh boy, I was really tired, like really tired, because 2 plus 0.4 is not 1.6, right? So, I will correct it, right? So, savings is GE. Now, this is exactly the swap that you know, exactly what we just did, right? GE pays 7.6 on AUD, right? And has a savings of how much they would have paid? 8%, right? Because remember, they do a swap. So this here, giving it from the middle of the story. The beginning of the story is that GE borrow US, Qantas borrow AUD. They swap the principals. After they swap the principals here, we're talking about interest payments now. So savings in relation to interest payments. GE has to pay interest on AUD because they converted that loan into an AUD loan. They are not paying 8%. They are paying 7.6%, which is what Qantas borrowed at, right? So it's 7.6% on the amount is 20 million here. And has a saving of 0.76, 7.6 minus 8, right? Which is 0.4% on 80,000. This is an annual loan. This is not semi-annual. Right? So it's straightforward for you in that way, right? So it's just a savings of 0.4% on the principal, which is 80,000 per year. And Qantas now, instead of paying 7%, they pay 5%, so they save 2%, right? And so they save, the savings would be 2% on 300,000 per year, right? Any questions here? Think about it. Right? are we analyzing comparative advantage, right, in terms of the savings? And the only way they can save is on the interest payment. So you don't have to worry about the initial exchange of principal because that would have gone at the exchange rate. There's nothing we could have done about that, right? The only way we're looking to save now is in borrowing costs, and it costs us now because Qantas took out the loan in AUD, we only pay 7.6 instead of 8, and GE took out the loan in dollars for Qantas, so they pay 5, Qantas pays 5%, right? So this is just to identify savings, and then you need to multiply it up to determine, the value, right? Any questions? All right. So maybe you can try this one on your own. All right. So how do you exit a swap agreement? You buy out the counterparty, right? You buy the swap. Somebody buys, you buy out the counterparty. Okay, you pay the counterparty for the value of the acquisition. You enter an offsetting swap, or you sell the swap to someone else. Because remember, these are customized. This is not so much over the counter, right? So you need to take steps like this, right? So that is it, and thank you guys for coming.